What's going on, everybody? Thought I'd do a kind of quick tool review of the Rockler coping stick. I guess it's just a stick, the coping sled. You can see right here. In a minute, we'll get the camera turned around and take a closer look at it. I can't remember the price point on this. I'll look it up and put it in the description. But you know, I kind of like to give a disclaimer. I'm not a professional woodworker. I'm just self-taught. You know, big thanks to all you YouTube guys out there willing to put good stuff up. I can't remember if I saw a video on this or just, you know, maybe some guys were recommending using one of these. Honestly, I don't know how you would do coping without a sled and keep your fingers. But I've been super pleased with this one. Now, granted, I've not used another one. I'm sure there are better ones, especially if you want to spend more money. But for what I do, it's been working really well. So right now I'm doing a custom cabinet door job, about 12 doors. Phone's making noises. You see here, I got some curl up there. I think that's mostly due not just to my bits. These are some cheaper bits, Yanico, and they're okay for what I paid for them. But this prime wood from Home Depot, premium select grade pine, it's just super soft and peels. I don't really like it. But honestly, I had better luck with just the regular pine. But you can see hopefully all that's in frame. Once that gets cleaned up with a little sandpaper, it looks really nice. But let's get this camera turned around and take a look at just a couple of features on this sled that I think make it really nice. Okay, so just so you can see my whole setup, I've got the Craig bench top router table. This is just a mobile base that I made. The fences on this router table, I did a video very recently about having to replace these. They're MDF. They had some moisture get on, I had to replace them. It's just a piece of oak flooring, worked out well. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for this Rockler coping sled. So as you can see, you have your clamp here that gives you downward pressure. Let me grab a piece here. So let me double check my measurements. So we're looking at 11 1/8. Let's just make sure that this is a stick, or rail rather, not the same thing. 11 1/8. So I've already got the inside profile routed. So it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you'd get that in there. Whether you want it to clamp it here or here first is, I guess, up to you. In fact, let's just do this one first. So we have this here, little T-track underneath. It slides to hold horizontal pressure. You've got your clamp here that gives you downward pressure. And then you've got your, this is not to be discounted, this little plexiglass guard that, you know, once you, get your piece positioned where you want it, what you do is you slide that plexiglass up against your fence. You slide your piece up against the fence. After that, you clamp it down in both positions and you're good to go. You've got two handles so that you can use to slide through. I do use those. They're positioned really nicely to give the force against the fence where you want it. This one really to give you force pushing against the fence to keep everything flush, and this one to be able to push it on through the sled. Of course, the plexiglass allows you to actually see what's going on. And then this block here, you can see there's a sacrificial piece here. You have two screws, one here and one here. So this can be replaced as you need to if you're changing profiles or whatever. But you put that in first without, a piece that you're actually cutting. You get that positioned, make sure it's pushed down, up against your fence, get your screws in there and get that all nice and tight. And then you can position your working piece. And what that does is as you push through, as you push that through, you don't get the tear out on the back end. So this just gives you something to keep that from blowing out on the back end. And like I said, it's super easy to change these out just by taking these two screws out if you're changing router bits and profiles. So anyway, pretty lightweight. You can see the bottom of it here. Very easily to pick up and handle. But it feels really well built. The only gripe I have with it, so it did have, you can see this nut here, it did have another one up here. And what I found is that actually made it impeded the ability to clamp properly. It just made it too high. So I took that off. The knob is actually threaded, and now it works really nicely. So other than that, it's been really nice. So it gets 2 thumbs up for me. I would not hesitate to buy this again, but I don't know why I would really need to, as it's really solidly built. So for now, it's doing really good. So let's see this thing in action. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed seeing, the thing in actual operation. Very, very simple. Like I said, I'm sure there are better ones, but this one has worked just fine for me. One thing to point out, if you saw in the video, I did have a little bit of tear out. I'm not getting the cleanest cuts. That's more to do with my bits. These are not high quality bits. They do okay, but honestly, I think it has more to do with this wood I'm using this time. So these doors are going to be painted. The customer didn't want to do poplar, which I tend to have better success with as far as tear outs, the peel backs on the top of them and the bottom of it. But they're going to be painted, so nothing I'm having is a deal breaker as far as not being able to use the wood. I mean, I'm not a fan of this. This is not what the video is about, but it's called Claymark Select Pine from Home Depot. This is the 3/4 by 2.5. It's fine for some things, but for this, not so much. Now, I think you'd have a lot better success if you were, had a higher quality set of router bits. But anyway, again, the Rockler woodworking and hardware coping sled. I like it. Just that one little gripe that I shared earlier, but other than that, I really enjoy it. It keeps my fingers intact, which if you've seen some of my videos, you realize I'm probably missing the top part of one thumb. So keeping what I got left is pretty important. So yeah, it keeps my fingers intact, keeps my hands well away from the actual bit. And again, I don't know how you would do this without a sled of some sort, without some sort of jig. So yeah, if you're interested in doing style and rail doors, I think this is a great option, especially if you're a smaller woodworker, kind of like me. You're not in a production shop or anything. So let me know if you already have one. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you wind up getting one, let me know how it works out for you. See you guys.